If you're looking to buy a new Mac in 2026 and you're not sure on which one to get out of either a Mac Mini or maybe a MacBook, then this video I'm going to be talking about the pros and cons of both of them. Both of these options are 100% amazing, and either one that you do go for, I don't think you will regret it, apart from one little thing that we will get into in a little bit. But first, let's get into the Mac Mini. Now the Mac Mini, you can't go wrong with the base M4 chip because this is at an absolute ridiculous price. So with the M4 chip, which is absolutely amazing, and to put this in perspective, I've been editing on my M1 MacBook Air for 5 years now, and it's still pretty much going strong. I am upgrading from it though, literally tomorrow, because I've just bought a new MacBook. This chip has been literally so good. So the fact that it's the M4 chip, obviously 4 generations later, this is going to be amazing. It's got 10 core CPU and a 10 core GPU, but what's really interesting is that this one comes with 16 gigabytes of RAM. So to get 16 gig on my M1 Air 5 years ago, I had to pay an extra £200 because it only started at 8 gigabytes of RAM. So the fact that this comes in at 16 gigs is amazing. And because I have this at 16, and like I said, I've been using this for 5 years now, I think 16 gigabytes, especially if this is your first Mac, is more than enough. You can definitely do 4K video editing on it. You can do photo editing on it. Honestly, I think 16 gigs is really great as long as you don't have a ton of apps open. But this is where I would highly recommend going against this model, and that is because it comes with 256 gigabytes of storage. Now you can use external SSDs like I do. I edit everything on a 1 terabyte SSD, and I use hard drives to back up all of my footage. But because of so much system data and the operating system, it takes up about half of that. So realistically, you're looking at half of 256 gigabytes of storage. When that fills up, which it does because it fills up for me all of the time, I've actually got clean my Mac to be able to keep on top of it, and that has really helped. I've got about 30 gig free now, and that literally fills up every month, and it really slows down the computer. So having 256 gigabytes of SSD, I think you're going to regret it massively. So straight away, even though it's £600 for this amazing MacBook Mini, I would definitely highly recommend upgrading £200 to get the 512 gigabytes just to give you that little bit of extra room. Now also, which I actually didn't realize, the 256 gigabyte SSD is actually it's actually slower by half than 512 gigabytes. 1 terabyte then increases the speed a little bit more, but it's not as big as a jump than 256 to 512 gigabytes. So even though you're not going to be editing much on there anyway, because you won't be able to fit everything on there, it does slow down the overall what you're using on it anyway. And 256 gigabytes I just think is nowhere near enough in 2026. And I'm telling you now, if you're trying to save £200 in 3 to maybe even a year's time, you'll be like, why didn't I just upgrade to at least 512 gigabytes? So if we're looking at this at the base model, 512 gigabytes, that's £800. And if we're actually going over to the MacBook Air, because this is the cheapest option that you can get, this is the new M5 chip, but it's still got 10 core CPU and 8 core GPU. But if I actually go back, I think I was wrong. Oh no, but the M4 chip has 10 core GPU. Oh, well that's a little bit weird. It actually costs a £100 more to get 10 core GPU. So that's gonna increase the price a little bit more. But if we just stick to the base model anyway, and for the base model of this starts at $1,100. So they've actually increased the price a little bit of the M5 MacBook Air. This one again comes with 16 gigabytes of memory, which is really nice, but this time it starts at 512 gigabytes of storage. So to be able to match the Mac Mini to the MacBook Air specs, you're looking at 1,100 on the MacBook Air, and you're looking at, I think it's £800. Yes, £800 for the Mac Mini. So looking at between the two, you're pretty much getting the same thing, apart from obviously you're getting a screen on the MacBook Air. And this is that one thing where I said I think you might regret it in a couple years time, because in my opinion, £300 for this screen is 100% worth it. Not just because it's a really lovely screen, because it is. I've edited videos on this, the color accuracy is amazing. Not just for how nice the screen is alone, I'm talking about the times where you just want to scroll on Amazon, or you want to watch a couple YouTube videos in bed or on the sofa. Well, with a Mac Mini, you can't do that because it's just a computer. You're bound to your desk 24/7. If you want to use your Mac, you have to be at your desk. That's the difference. You're paying £300 to be able to take this anywhere with you. If you're going on holiday, you can't have your MacBook. You're gonna have to bring your phone. If you've got an iPad maybe to send emails, and if you want to do any editing, then obviously you can't, because if you want to do video editing, for example, I'm going to Cornwall next week and I might want to make some videos and I might want to make some YouTube shorts and some Instagram reels. Well, I can shoot it all there and I can edit edit it in Cornwall on my laptop. I can watch YouTube on my laptop in Cornwall. That's my opinion. Even if you work 95% at your desk, just them odd times where you want to use your MacBook not for work, do some emails on the sofa downstairs, go to a coffee shop, get out of the room. Obviously the Mac Mini, if you've got different needs, if you actually scroll through here, it's got 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports, I think it is, on the front, and on the back, it's got 3 Thunderbolt 4 ports as well. Overall, it's got 5 USB-C ports, it's got a HDMI port, and it's got a 1 gigabit internet port, which you can actually upgrade to a 10 gigabit Ethernet port as well. I made a video recently about the MacBook Air versus the MacBook Pro, and the biggest reason I said to go for the MacBook Pro is because of the ports. Now, the Mac Mini has tons more ports than the MacBook Air, and that is a big reason to potentially get the Mac Mini because of the ports. And also, the Mac Mini has an option of the M4 Pro chip. Now, if you're looking at the M4 Pro chip, that comes with 12-core CPU and 16-core GPU. And now if we actually compare that to the MacBook Pro, because now I can't actually show you the M4 Pro, MacBook Pro, because they don't sell that anymore because the M5 Pro's just come out. But if we have a look at the 14-inch MacBook Pro, now the M5 Pro has increased in, like, it's got its cores. So it's got 15-core CPU, a 16-core GPU, whereas the M4 Pro Mac Mini has a 12-core CPU and a 16-core CPU. So obviously, if you're looking at that, now I do think soon in the summer, maybe the M5 Pro and the M5 Mac Mini will be coming out, so it might be better in a couple months time to compare this, because I'd imagine the M5 Mac Mini or the M5 Pro Mac Mini might increase in price a little bit because that's what they just did with these MacBook Pros, but they'll have the same CPU cores and they'll have the same base specs as well, which we will get into now. So obviously the MacBook Pro comes with 24 gigabytes of memory base on the new one and 1 terabyte of storage included with this base model. And the Mac Mini comes with 24 gigs of memory, which is really, really nice. So it goes up from 16 gigabytes, but it comes with 512 gigabytes of storage. So again, if you want to match the MacBook Pro, go to 1 terabyte, £200, that's £1,600. And now the MacBook Pro is £2,200. So that's £700 difference. No, it's not, sorry, it's £600 difference. So it's an extra £600 to get the screen. The differences really isn't actually that big of a difference in terms of power and specs. You're getting the same. Obviously, if you upgrade the storage, you don't have to upgrade the storage. You can save even more money and go with 512 gigabytes. So now that's £800 difference. So is it worth having a screen for £800? Now, that's quite steep in my opinion, especially if you do know you're not going to be editing everywhere else, you're only going to be editing at your desk, then I think the Mac Mini is worth it and I don't think you'll regret it. £800, or let's say if you match it, £600 to get a screen. Now it is the Liquid Retina XDR display. It does go up to 1600 nits brightness, and in my opinion, I would rather pay the extra £600 to have a MacBook so I can edit at a coffee shop, edit on holiday, edit here, edit there, edit on my desk. But again, if you're not a videographer, filmmaker, and you don't really edit stuff that much and you're mainly at your desk for work, then saving that extra £800 is a no-brainer in my opinion. Because I love my desk, I love my monitor, I love my setup, but sometimes I just need to get downstairs. I need to get at a coffee shop just to change environments. They're the main 2 differences as well. You can go one step further now and actually compare it to the MacBook Neo, because the MacBook Neo have just come out and that's £600. So it's the same price as the Mac Mini. So now let's go back to the M4 chip and let's go back to 16 gigs of RAM and the 256. So let's match it at £600. So what are you getting on the MacBook Neo? Because I'm saying I'd much prefer a screen, obviously, compared to a Mac Mini. Well, if you're not paying anything extra for the MacBook Neo to get the screen, why would you get the Mac Mini? So let's actually see the difference in specs. So for starters, you're getting, you can't even change the specs on the MacBook Neo, it looks like. You literally, so what are you getting? So you're getting the A18 Pro processor with 6-core CPU, 5-core GPU. You're getting 256 gigabytes of SSD and 8 gigabytes of memory. Now, in my opinion, even though the MacBook Neo is probably amazing, it's not aimed at me, filmmakers, video editors. You probably can get it because obviously this MacBook Air is amazing and this comes with 8 gigabytes of RAM. Obviously I upgraded to 16 gigabytes, but 256 gigabytes of storage. Like I said, I'd instantly upgrade this, which costs an extra, okay, it's just £100 to get double rather than £200, which is not too bad. So I would do that straight away. So now you're at £700 for the MacBook Neo. I would just get the MacBook Air in my situation. A lot of other people, 8GB will be fine if you're not doing crazy video editing. But if I was to pick the Mac Mini over the MacBook Neo at the same price point, the MacBook Mini, in my opinion, beats it in every single way. You've got more RAM, you've got a better processor, and you've got more ports as well. Obviously you don't get that screen. I would still rather get a Mac Mini and get the power and be able to have that power at my desk if it means I can't edit downstairs. So that's what I think anyway. I think the Mac Mini is incredible value, even at the M4 Pro, even at the M4 chip. I even think the M4 Pro chip is an amazing value as well. But in my opinion, if you're looking at a MacBook or a Mac Mini in 2026, I would always go with the MacBook just because of that portability, having that screen. If you are looking at a Mac Mini now, I would highly recommend you looking at the M5 Pro or wait until June, July, whenever WWDC is, because I think they will be releasing an M5 and an M5 Pro Mac Mini coming out. And again, I do think that might be a little bit more expensive, but I'm hoping that the 256GB will be gone and it will be starting at 512. That'll be a better way to compare the MacBook Mini and the Mac Air and the Pro, compare the two to see which one you like better. But either way, like I said, I would definitely recommend the MacBook Pro. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think out of these two? If you did enjoy this video, I've got tons of other videos comparing the MacBook Air to the MacBook Pro. And like I said, I'm upgrading from the M1 MacBook Air very soon. And that soon is tomorrow because I've just got my new M5 Pro MacBook. So if you are interested in that, I will be making tons of videos on that as well. So thank you very much for watching and I'll see you on the next one.